There's this sense always that the royal family are ambassadors for Team GB, but that's going to be ever more important now that we've cut ties with the EU. No one packs a better soft power punch than a member of the royal family. They can't be commercialised, but they can fly the flag. I mean, that is what the royal family are for. Well, there's always been pressure on the royals to represent Great Britain overseas and to effectively launch charm offensives, particularly on countries that perhaps have got a difficult or strained relationship with the UK or might even be flirting with republicanism. Prince Harry famously has been sent off to Caribbean islands to try and charm people out there who are thinking that they no longer want to be a Commonwealth realm. I think as Britain becomes independent from the European Union, there's going to be this sense of trying to reinstate our international importance, and no one packs a better soft power punch than a member of the royal family.
Ladies and gentlemen, we should be clear and proud that we are celebrating a country that others look to for example.
And that is how they are going to be deployed, I think, in future, to effectively improve relations between Great Britain and Commonwealth countries that may have felt a little neglected in the past because of the UK's close proximity to Brussels. And yes, there's always been a historic relationship between countries like Britain and Australia, but now trade deals are coming into the fore. There's this sense always that the royal family are ambassadors for Team GB, but that's going to be ever more important now that we've cut ties with the EU.
Australia has a quality of life and a level of excellence that makes it a magnet, an enormously attractive place to live, trade, invest, and indeed just visit.
It's going to be difficult if the royals are seen to be trying to prop up trade deals, because one doesn't want them to appear too commercialised. Interestingly, the Duke of York was the last trade ambassador for UK. He stepped down from his post in 2011 over the Jeffrey Epstein allegations and other suggestions that he was getting a little too close to Middle Eastern figures that weren't particularly people that the Foreign Office wanted him to ingratiate himself with. They can't be commercialised, but they can fly the flag. I mean, that is what the royal family are for, and therefore I think people find it acceptable for them to effectively go out into the world and make the case for investment in Great Britain, certainly. The Queen is no longer undertaking any long-haul travel. Obviously now in her 90s with her husband retired from public life. We'll particularly be seeing Prince William stepping up to the plate. I remember covering a tour he did to Germany, which is quite rare because normally Commonwealth countries are chosen rather than European ones. But there was a sense that the buzzword of that tour was stature, this idea that William needed to become more statesmanlike in order to represent the UK's interests overseas.
The United Kingdom and Germany proudly share the same values as open and democratic societies, and the same determination to champion those values and to defend them.
We also saw that evidenced in the Cambridge's last tour to Ireland, where Prince William gave it wasn't a political speech, but it was effectively a speech trying to transcend politics.
I am confident that friendship, understanding, and a shared vision for a peaceful and prosperous future will ensure that the unique and precious bond between our people is not broken.
And that is very much cast in the Queen's image of trying to be conciliatory and trying to be a kind of global ambassador, keeping Britain's ties with other countries as close as possible. The royals are being constantly briefed on the ongoing negotiations. This is something that's in the Queen's red box when she looks at her state papers every morning. And equally, they have advisors. David Manning, who has worked for the Foreign Office for years, is a key advisor to the royals when it comes to how to handle the diplomacy of foreign visits and the kind of language that they need to use in order to foster closer relations between Britain and the countries that they're touring. That will continue and I think be stepped up. Obviously, coronavirus has put paid to these foreign charm offensives, and that's been quite damaging really, because there is this sense that the spring and autumn tours are a great opportunity to try and open doors in other countries who might be more welcoming to investing in the UK and forging closer ties. So I'm sure that both the Palace and indeed the Foreign Office are very keen for these tours to resume in 2021.